guys, Nick Davis and Dave Hastings here again today for psychological self-protection and the next video in our series. And today we're going to talk about awareness with all these acts of terrorism and things that are happening at the moment. There's a lot of people have sort of spoken to us about how they feel unsafe and how to basically detect whether something's a threat, how people should behave. So Dave and I were just discussing this, and we're just going to have a conversation about that. So what would you say is the most important thing, A, to look out for, or B, how to behave in a situation like that? Maybe if someone's shopping, or they're going out into a town centre or something like that.
I think the most important aspect to awareness is observation. That people need to actually look and see and process that information rather than looking but not actually seeing. The example I gave you earlier about driving a car, you can't drive a car with your eyes closed, but people will walk down the street, and as a metaphor they're using that, they're walking down, they're looking but they're not seeing.
Yeah.
They're not looking near, middle, far, low, middle, high. They're not seeing the group of kids or the drunk at the top of the road. They're just working within their own space.
And I notice a lot of people kind of walk around through life in a kind of trance-like state where they're occupied with, the shopping list in their head, or other different things. They may have had an argument with their kids or their spouse or whatever else. So people are walking around in like a trance, and for an assailant with the work you've done, surely that must have a massive window of opportunity for a mugger or somebody who wants to attack somebody.
Oh, absolutely. If people are switched off, or what we call condition white, they're just oblivious to what's going on around them, they're an easy picking. Whether it be a street criminal or a terrorist or whatever, they're looking for that soft target. They're looking for that person that is in a different place within themselves. They've gone inside, they're living not in that moment, but they're living in a thought or something that's going on in their head. And they've just got no awareness of who's around them, what's around them, what's going on. And you'll see them trip over the curb, you'll see them walk
Bump
out in
into
front
people.
of cars. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what could people do if they're worried about going somewhere, or going to a big city for the day or whatever else? What can they do to change that?
I think, like anything, they need, if they're going to somewhere for the first place, they need to do a reconnaissance. They need to find out about that city.
Yeah.
And a lot of information available online.
Yeah.
People can go online. They can download maps,
Google Maps. You can even have a look at the place.
Download information, even crime statistics for that area. And a lot of people have the attitude, I can't be bothered, it's too much effort. But again, to be forewarned, if you know what you're going into, or you know where possible danger areas are, then you can avoid them rather than walking into them blind.
There was another study that a book on the SAS quoted about people, like you're saying, are looking for the soft targets, whereas if you can make yourself a harder target, so you're walking, like Dave was saying, you know where you're going, you're walking with purpose. Your physiology is really important as well.
Absolutely.
So, making yourself look a bigger target, walking upright, looking ahead, knowing exactly where you're going. Now that's going to be surely a much more difficult target, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's been lots of reports done. I think one of the biggest was by the FBI years ago, where they showed videos to criminals.
Yeah.
And they asked, would you attack this person?
Yeah. And
if the answer was yes, then they'd ask them why. And a lot of it would be down to body language, the way they held themselves, the way they walked. If they were perceived to be an easy target, someone who was maybe living in the head and not living in that moment and aware, then usually the criminals will pick them. But the person who walked with purpose, who had a better posture, who was looking ahead, who had the head moving, they were the people that they wouldn't pick, because they knew they couldn't get close to them quickly and quietly without being seen. Therefore the element of surprise was lost. So they couldn't be jumped as easily. And that's had awareness.
And that's really important, and that comes back to something that Dave and I both practice, which is mindfulness. Is about not staying in the past, not staying in the future, and that's why I like spending so much time on Dave's farm. That's why you can hear the kind of birds here. It's because it's a place where you can stay very present. So it's about wherever you're going somewhere, seeing what you can see now, utilising your peripheral vision, which is governed by your unconscious mind, because that can pick up massive more bits of information. So you're focusing on where you're going. Your peripheral vision is picking up everything in the background, and it can make much smarter decisions than you can about a threat. Then picking up the things that you can hear around you. Are there any unusual noises? Can you hear somebody running behind you? But also feeling how you feel, and keeping your heart rate nice and slow, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to go into a state of fight, flight or freeze. So by keeping your heart rate low, what you can do is you open up the mind's capability for like picking up more things and understanding the threat awareness, and that window will give you a more balanced view of what to do rather than panicking and then going into freeze, which will make you obviously an easier target. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. We're just going to do some short videos to obviously teach you guys about different things to keep yourself safe. But the biggest message of all, as Dave keeps telling me, is not being there in the first place. Is
avoidance.
Avoidance.
Yeah, any situation avoided is situation one.
Yeah.
Because conflict is your last resort, and the use of physical force is the last resort, not the first.
Yeah.
A lot of that goes back to something that we spoke about, and you may well address the issue later about ego.
Yeah.
Especially with younger people, their ego gets the better of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have died or are in jail because of their ego.
And the old phrase, pride comes before a fall.
Yes.
And I know, many a person, myself included, who've got into a situation that's got out of hand just because the ego's got involved, and it was, you feel somebody's got the better of you emotionally or whatever else, but walking away from the situation is always the best result, because when you walk away, you live another day.
Yeah, and that's the thing that especially as males, we do have ego. All of us do, and we don't rationalise or look at the bigger picture. We only look at the moment, and sometimes we can make the wrong decision and pay for it.
Yeah, pay for it with your life.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant, thanks Dave once again.
Thanks Nick.
And I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe and share, and we'd love your feedback. Like we're saying, just helpful feedback. We're just looking to help people and help people learn about the psychology of self-protection, and hopefully offer something a bit different. So we'll see you on the next video. Thanks Dave.
Cheers Nick. Bye-bye.
Bye.